You ever walk into a place and instantly feel every eye in the room pin you to the wall, like they've already decided your whole story before you say a single word? Yeah, that happened to me, or should I say, that's exactly how it was for Maya Freeman the first time she strode into Judge Baxter's courtroom. Sneakers, braids, that quiet steel in her eyes, she looked 17, tops. To most folks there, she probably looked like just another black kid about to get chewed up and spit out by the system. But you know what they say, assumptions will get you in trouble, and boy, did Judge Baxter have no idea what was coming. He barely looked up when she walked in, didn't even hide that smirk, the kind that's been chiseled by years of thinking he's the smartest man in the room. "Someone get this girl a map." "Juvenile court's down the hall," he barked, and the courtroom lawyers, interns, even the damn bailiff burst out laughing. But Maya? She didn't flinch. She just kept walking, chin up, like the laughter bounced right off her skin. That's the thing about her, even at 17. She knew silence could be louder than any comeback. Sitting in the corner was Ricky, this skinny Latino kid, hands shaking, trying to disappear into his suit. Everyone had already decided he was guilty. Store clerk said he assaulted him, stole a phone, tried to run. Classic story, right? Another bad kid in the wrong place at the wrong time, and with no video footage, the truth was supposed to stay buried. But Maya wasn't there to watch another life get railroaded. She was there as his attorney, and man, the second she announced it, you could hear the air suck out of the room. "Your Honor, Maya Freeman, counsel for the defense." For a split second, it was dead silent. Then the judge snorted, "This some TikTok prank?" flipping through the case file, eyes scanning for the name he'd never seen before. The DA, Carson Wild Silverhair, smirked like he invented the law, tried to jump in. "She's with Georgetown's Early Law Initiative, Judge. Academic exception. Special authorization." Baxter looked like he'd bitten into a lemon. He muttered, "5 minutes, Miss Freeman. I'm watching you." Like she was some kind of circus act, you know what I mean? But Maya wasn't rattled. She leaned into Ricky and said, "They have no idea what's about to hit them." That's when I realized she wasn't just book smart. She had a plan, and something told me she'd already played out this trial 100 times in her head. Prosecution went first, laying out their case. Ricky shoved the clerk, snatched the phone, made a run for it. Only witness? The clerk himself, a guy known for calling the cops anytime a kid with brown skin walked into his store. And the video? Accidentally erased, they claimed. Yeah, sure. But then Maya slid a USB onto the evidence table. "I have an independently recorded video, Your Honor." Wild jumped up. "Objection. Unverifiable footage." But Maya was ready. Pulled out a notarized report from a forensic tech time, stamp matched the store's GPS logs. "You want truth or just a convenient story, Judge?" she said, locking eyes with Baxter. Man, you could feel the shift in the room. Suddenly, folks were actually listening. In the video, clear as day, you saw Ricky walk in, hands visible, clerk getting in his face, and then the clerk was the one who shoved first. All the prosecution had left was their pride, and Maya was peeling that away, layer by layer. But she wasn't done, not even close. "Let me back up a sec," she said, flipping through her binder. She presented 3 more cases, same store, same owner, same story, black or brown kid, lost video, charges that never quite stuck but still wrecked lives. Each time, the judge had dismissed complaint about bias, and Maya made sure the court saw it, reading out his own words from past cases, voice steady but not angry, just determined. You could see Baxter's knuckles whitening on the bench. Twist came when she pulled out an internal memo someone from the DA's office, an anonymous tip, warning about the store's pattern of false reports against minority teens. It was buried, of course, but Maya had it in her hands. For a split second, I saw a real fear flicker across Judge Baxter's face. That's when I realized this wasn't just about Ricky anymore. This was about the whole system, the patterns no one wanted to admit. But then came a knockout punch, the twist no one in that courtroom saw coming. Maya calmly looked the judge in the eye and said, "Even your own family isn't safe from this." She handed over a sealed record. Turns out, Baxter's own nephew, years back, had been falsely accused in the exact same store. Same clerk, same missing video. The case had quietly gone away, but not the damage. For the first time that day, the judge didn't have anything to say. You could feel the weight of it, a lifetime of bias suddenly mirrored back at him, and it stung. While the DA tried to blow it off, yelling, "This is a circus. She's grandstanding." But Maya shut him down cold. Truth isn't theater, counselor. It just has better lighting. She stacked up legal precedent after precedent, case law like bricks, building a wall the prosecution couldn't climb. She didn't shout, didn't beg. She just let the evidence speak, and for once, the courtroom listened. Ricky started crying not out of fear, but relief. The jury barely needed an hour. Not guilty on all counts. You ever seen joy explode in a room? That was it. Ricky's family hugged Maya like she'd just brought him back from the dead. News crews swarmed. The crowd actually applauded in a courtroom. Can you imagine? Judge Baxter, hands shaking, recessed the court. But Maya wasn't there for glory. She just packed her bag and, before leaving, walked up to Baxter, stuck out her hand, and said, "Thank you for listening. That's all I ever needed." For the first time in his long, stubborn career, he actually stood up, took her hand, and you could see he'd finally learned something. But, stories like these never really end, do they? Baxter announced his retirement a few months later, said he needed time to reflect. Maya? She became the name every civil rights lawyer whispered about. Started a podcast, Courtroom Underdogs. Launched a fund for kids like Ricky, taught workshops in schools. As for Wildwell, he quietly asked for a transfer out of the district. Can't blame him, right? Hard to keep up the old games when someone like Maya's around. That courtroom, that day, became more than just a battleground for one kid's future. It was a reckoning. It was proof that sometimes the loudest voice in the room isn't the judge or the lawyers or the crowd. Sometimes it's just the truth finally given a chance to speak. And you know what? Next time you see someone who doesn't look the part, maybe ask yourself what story you're missing. Because genius comes in braids and Jordans, too. Now, I want to know what you think was justice served, or is the system still too broken for one Maya to fix? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share your take on community, fairness, and what it really means to see someone. Let's talk about it. And hey, if this story made you feel something, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe for more.